Hello, and for the penultimate time in 2017, you are all very welcome to the Enduro World Series. Round 7 is set to be a classic, and it comes from a venue in which they all want to win. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Whistler. And with that then, it is time to get the hunt for the world's fastest mountain bike racer onto the trails of Whistler Bike Park. And what a place to start. With the biggest stage of the year, top of the world, stage 1. This is the Crankworx Canadian Open Enduro presented by Specialized. This is the Enduro World Series 2017, and this is the place where legends are made.
That was just survival at the bottom. Like, my goggles steamed up, my arms went, and then just like feet were tingling, just feeling insane, man.
I had a bit disaster. I lost my car and the shoes, so I'm not familiar to ride in that pedal.
That was bad. Yeah, I struggled there. I hit my shoulder during practice and I kind of thought it was alright, but the strength's just not there. Like.
Bit illness over this weekend, so it's more mind over matter than anything else.
Totally rough, lot of ore and some woods. The ground are better than yesterday.
Clean, few mistakes, had to stall, had to take my goggles off. I'm happy. Stage 1 like could have been worse for sure.
Just tried to keep a speed that I felt like I was pushing, but it's super hard to know what other people are doing. That's the hard one out of the way. So a few good stages, bit of a techie one coming up now. Keep pushing.
Top of the world led into Ride Don't Slide at over 7 and a bit kilometres of trail. They represented the year's longest stage. No one could match the series leaders. Cecile Ravenel took the win in the women's, and Sam Hill put an incredible 17 seconds into the men's field. Jesse Melamed, Robin Wallner and Mark Scott were locked in battle behind him. It was to be a devastating stage for the Specialized team, as both Jared Graves and Curtis Keane, both of whom had done well here in the past, were forced to retire due to mechanicals. Now, words like iconic and legendary are thrown around far too easily these days, but there really is nowhere else on earth like this place. And what better time to visit it than during the planet's biggest mountain bike festival, Crankworx. Just to make things even spicier again, for this round and for the last time this year, we'll be racing the one-day format, which means 5 of the park's most brutal stages back to back. As we approach the end of the season, let's take a look at the title standings. After an action-packed race in Aspen Snowmass, Sam Hill now leads the men's race from Frenchman Adrian Day with Irishman Greg Callahan in third. And in the women's, it's that woman, Cecile Ravenel, sitting right atop of the table. But interestingly, after the last round, Katie Winton managed to leapfrog Ines Toma into second position, and the race is really on to see who can claim that spot overall. So Hill then in control right from the get-go. Could Day or Callahan fight back, or would it be down to a local rider like Jesse Melamed to take him on for the win? Let's rejoin the action at the top of stage 2.
Replace chains they made for us.
Worst stage of the day. It's pretty tight and it's pretty janky.
I like this. Definitely not easy to race. Peaky, really close to the trees. It's one of my favorite trails in the Whistler Valley.
I had a clean one and the pain wasn't as much. It's good to get those 2 out of the way without any crashes.
I love that track, everyone hates it, but it's so good. And there's so many people just like, come on!
Yeah, I just lost balances. Like I could not see anything, and I burned my derailleur on stage 1. So I've been riding on 1 gear.
That's a brutal stage. So hard to hold speed and flow, and physically that one hurt more than stage 1, so glad it's done. Yeah, feeling a lot better today. Power's there. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep charging, see what happens.
Output 17 seconds to be in the first stage, so it fired me up. Like, it's game on.
The day's second test was one of the most technically difficult stages of the year, but amongst the rocks and roots there were seconds to be found, and the Canadian home favourite Jesse Melamed set about doing just that. Incredibly, after Hill's decimation of stage 1, Melamed cut his lead in the overall to just a couple of seconds after 2. Mark Scott was now warmed up and riding fast. He claimed second on the stage. Cecilia was clearly on a roll and made it 2 wins out of 2. Isabelle Courdurier secured her second spot in the standings with second on the stage. Stage 3 went to Ravenel, who had now amassed a lead of over 30 seconds. A trio of second spots had Courdurier as the best of the rest, with Katie Winton charging hard behind her in third. The men's race was shaping up to be one of the closest of all time. After 40 kilometres of racing, Hill and Melamed were now just half a second apart. Mark Scott was also still right up there in the mix too. 3 was to be the last stage before the day's only tech zone, which was to be the riders' first chance to take on food, water and technical support.
My chain fell off. Like, I haven't dropped the chain in years, and then it was kind of just slapping around, and right before you drop in a ride don't slide, chain sort of grabbed on something, and then my derailleur just ripped in half. So it's a big bummer, especially like every time I start getting back up there in the overall, something like this happens.
Martin was doing good, stage 1, 2, 3, even 3, just over the finish he crashed. Hit his head pretty hard, and it's not the Martin that I know of, so we just had a little chat and called the race.
I'm just getting a quick rear brake bleed. I think I managed to get some air in it. It's sort of not being consistent as I wanted it to. So my tube and CO2 fell off my bike as I was riding down, so I was getting that replaced too, so I've got spares for the rest of the race.
Right now I'm just drinking Coke because it's hard to eat straight after a stage like that. You're still a bit pumped up, so just drinking calories. And in a minute I'll dig into my sandwich, which has got like peanut butter, dates, jam, honey. I'm not really in a position to hold back, so just keep going. Having a bit of trouble on the flat pedals where it's rooty and you need to pedal a bit, get bounced around a bit, but I think stage 2 and 3 are probably the worst for that.
Are you surprised to see Jesse right back with you again?
Not at all. I think he might have ridden a couple of these trails a time or two before, so he's a super fast, talented rider anyway.
I mean, that was as perfect as it could be, and it just shows how good these guys are, that they're that close to me. Like, it's crazy. Me and Sam are basically on the same second, so it's coming down to it. I thought I was going to be able to maybe go like 95% after a pretty solid stage 1, but he beat me by so much. I was like, okay, it's 110% all the way, so we're back to just flat out. yeah, the next stage is one of my favorites, so that'll be good.
It was really good, like rocky, some gnarly section, but yeah, I enjoy a lot. It was flowy, everything. I will enjoy stage.
We just all got to the top and we, like you could feel the vibe like low, like everybody's starting to be tired. Still have like a 10-minute long stages, really gnarly to race on. Ah, just mountain biking for me, it's so good.
My arms are so tired, like I just could not ride, you know, as fast as I could.
All I have to do is go out and have a good time, and that's what I did on Howler, so should be good.
Happy to get down that one with Hermitage. #1 goals to get as many points as I can here. Jesse's the man to beat here for sure. So.
One more. Just, I mean, another one down, really. Like, I just want to have clean stages, and that's just what makes me the happiest, is just being proud of what I'm riding at.
The fourth stage of the day was to be the last major technical test, and it came at the end of one of the year's most brutal climbs. Refueled, Cecile Ravenel took the stage win with Cordurier and went in holding station in the overall. A win on 4 meant that Melamed now led Hill by 14 seconds. The big question was, could he keep it together on the final stage of his home race? It may have been a bike park focused stage, but this is the world's best bike park and anything was still possible. I took a ride down stage 5 to find out for myself just what lay ahead for the racers.
Oh, what's this? Bit of North Shore? Oh, we are in Canada, I suppose. Oh, that was steeper than anticipated. Oh, hey, tell you what, this is good. It's so slick. You try and brake at all on those rocks and you can just feel your wheels starting to lock slightly. Oh, hello. Back in the bike park berms. This is where the bigger riders can really just use that speed to carry across all the holes, all the gaps. Still going on. Here we are, the main lift, Whistler Village. By the time the racers get here, they will have done an incredible 7.5 hours worth of racing.
So with one more stage to go, it was going to come down to Hill versus Melamed. Behind them, it was Wallner versus Scott. All positions were still very much to play for.
Johan Borelli coming in right now. This is the guy who calls his place home. Top 10 right now. Here, look at the speed. Look at the speed as he's coming in. That time on stage 5.
At previous rounds this year then, we've seen Cecile roll off the throttle and play it safe on the final stage, but in Whistler she was out to prove a point and powered home to a clean sweep, her first of the year. Isabelle Corderia and Katie Winton came home safe to claim their spots on the podium. The Whistler crowd held their breath as the men's race came to its dramatic conclusion. Last year's champ Richie Rood took the stage win, but all eyes were on the overall. Melamed crashed on the stage but still managed to cross the line fractionally up on hill to claim a well-deserved and extremely emotional victory. Mark Scott's consistency was rewarded with a career best 3rd place.
How tough was it, because we spoke to you after the first stage and you just seemed a bit down and you weren't feeling great. How difficult is it to then push through that and keep on for this result?
Hard. I just took the transitions really slow, like I was the last moving up every climb. The girls were great, keeping the motivation up and everything, so that's definitely a big help. Every race this year has been hard, so you just get used to just suffering the whole time and just being like, yep, just going to make this happen.
Cecile, different class today. How difficult is it whenever she's riding at that level?
Cecile is really like here, and I guess we are here. But yeah, she's like so strong technically, physically. She's a hard one to beat, like. But on the other end, I feel like Katie and I are like still super young. We have plenty of time, you know, to just try to be like as good as Cecile.
Was it important for you to win all the stages today?
Yeah, because I win the overall too, and I want to win with a class, you know. And now I can bring some holiday.
Mark, career first EWS podium, that must feel pretty good.
Yeah, it feels sweet. Honestly, just rode well all day and just came together. With a team around me, it's easy to keep the faith, just keep treading, everyone's stoked.
Before and after, when you talked about the important thing was beating Adrian in the overall, was today the same thing? Was it just one eye on that championship and keeping moving forward?
Yeah, definitely. I would have loved to push and try and battle harder with Jesse here, but yeah, he was riding too fast anyway. But yeah, a few more points than Adrian, so it's good for finale and take a little bit of pressure off, but still going to have to be on it.
Jesse, a big win. You must be top of the world.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I don't know what to say, but happy with my day. I'm really proud of my riding, and I'm just stoked that was good enough to win. Sam did not make it easy, which kind of shows how insane he is, but yeah, I'm pumped.
After 7 rounds then, the championship standings look like this. Cecile Ravanel retains her Enduro World Series crown for 2017, having amassed an unassailable points lead with a round to spare. They were locked together on race day, and now Isabelle Corderia and Katie Winton are level pegging in the points too. Sam Hill may have been second on the day, but he finished the day with a useful haul of points over his title rival Adrian Day. If the Frenchman wants to win the Enduro World Series crown, then he is going to have to come out all guns blazing in finale. And there's no change in the team standings as Iba Cycles Enduro Race Team leave North America with the title lead ahead of Rocky Mountain Urge BP and Canyon Factory Enduro Team.
So there we go then, that is the end of the action from the penultimate round of the Enduro World Series 2017 from here in Whistler. Jesse Melamed finally achieves redemption with a win on home soil. Sam Hill still has an eye on the championship and will head to the last round with a comfortable lead over Adrian Day. In the women's race, 5 stages, 5 wins for Cecile Ravanel, an absolutely incredible performance and one that seals off the championship in some style. Join us next time from Finale Ligure in Italy for one of the absolute classics of modern mountain bike racing. See you then.
Sam put 17 seconds to be in the first stage, so it fired me up.